10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
大家好，我是李宇谦。今天很高兴能够在这里和大家见面，欢迎大家收看第4届才华横溢耀舞台。
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the 4th Yorkshire Got Talent 2020. My name is Song Jun Han and I will be your MC for today.
时光飞逝，这一项比赛已经有4年的历史了。从2018年开始，每年的8月、9月，同学们都会非常的期待，因为他们的老师会训练他们，为他们的表演进行彩排。期待的就是能够在育才的大舞台上展现自己的才华，同时也能够展现8级同学的合作力量。据我所知呢，这项比赛已经进行了3届。但是俊汉，你知道为什么今天我们不是在育才的礼堂，而是在这里进行比赛呢？
因为 COVID-19。
是的，因为疫情的关系，为了有效地控制疫情，为了响应政府的号召，我们没有办法能够聚集这么多人，让同学们展现自己的才华。
2020 has been a challenging year for most of us. A lot of competitions have been cancelled due to the pandemic. Fortunately, our Yorkshire Got Talent is still thriving and has gone to a bigger scale. Since Yorkshire Got Talent started 4 years ago, it has received a lot of support from our students and parents. Therefore, our school had decided to retain this competition as this is a chance for our students to showcase their talents. This is also a great opportunity for children to learn how to cooperate with others and not to give up easily.
当然，对于很多兴致勃勃要参加比赛的同学来说，这可能是一个遗憾。校方灵机一动，在 Ace Adventure 的协助下，把这项舞台从育才的大礼堂的大舞台搬到网络上的大舞台。相信这是全马华小首创，育才是第一间进行线上才艺比赛的华文小学。
I would like to thank our sponsors, Ace Adventure, for organizing this competition. The Ace Adventure Group is an education group with 4 international schools under their belt, namely Sri Amas International School, Dwi Amas International School, Serious Scholar, and Ace Biosphere Academy that has been pushing the boundaries of education for the past 25 years, impacted the lives of more than 20,000 students. Using the Ace Adventure method and is now recognized as world-class education, conceived and developed by the founders Anne Tham and Melinda Lim. It stemmed from a simple observation: 11 years in the conventional education system, yet students were unprepared for university and the real world. It's still happening. So, they did something about it, and that's Ace Adventure. If you want to know more, click the link down below.
当然，除了感谢 Ace Adventure 以外，我们还要感谢的就是育才。如果不是我们的校长、我们的老师，还有我们的家教协会理事成员，还有我们董事部的成员们一起合作努力呢，我相信这一场比赛是绝对不能顺利的进行的。首先，我们有请八达岭育才华小副董事长陈德贵先生致辞。
Without further ado, let us welcome Mr. Tan Teck Kueh, the Deputy Chairman of the School Board, to give his speech.
各位在线上观赏2020年第4届 Yorkshire Got Talent Online 的家长及朋友，大家晚上好。Yorkshire Got Talent 已经来到第4届了，可能有些人会质疑，为什么在2020年连上课都无法照常进行的时候，我们还要坚持继续举办这项比赛。 育才個 Talent 於2017年在周夫人校長的策劃下，連續舉辦了3屆，都獲得家長跟同學們的熱烈響應，也得到了巨大無比的回響。在新冠肺炎疫情的籠罩下，我們也知道各行各業都面臨着經濟蕭條，寸步難行。但是育才的辦學理念是，不管前方路是多麼的艱辛，我們還是要繼續的走下去。所以，育才在蘇校長的領導下，我們大膽的再接再厲，毅然主辦第4屆育才個 Talent Online 比賽，希望在這一個艱難的時刻，能繼續發放一些充滿正能量、讓人看得開心的視頻，讓大家對我們的2020年不至於那樣的灰心。放棄永遠比堅持來得容易。既然已經辦了3屆，那麼這一年不管有多大的困難，我們也要堅持辦下去。因為我們希望人將堅持這個正能量傳遞給大家，希望大家充滿信心面對這2021年的所有挑戰，也預祝各位在即將來臨的農曆牛年，身體更健康，生活更美滿，家庭更幸福。謝謝。
謝謝副董事長，我覺得副董事長說得非常的正確，放棄永遠比堅持來得容易。能夠堅持主辦這項比賽，我們更應該值得驕傲。
Thank you, Mr. Tan, for your support. Now, I would like to invite Mr. Zerto Wuping, the Chairman of Parents and Teachers Association, to say a few words.
2020年对很多人来说是一个难忘的一年。小孩需要在家里上网课，父母也要在家里居家办公，所以1年1度的育才华小才华横溢耀舞台，往年是在舞台上展现才艺的一个比赛。今年我们换了另外新的一种方式，是以在家里制作视频来参加比赛。相较于往年，今年的比赛是别开生面的。我认为这是一个很好的学习机会，让我们的孩子学习到网络不仅仅只是一个学习的工具，同时也是一个人与人之间沟通交流的工具。同学们在比赛期间需要进行开会、练习、讨论等等，都需要学习通过网络来进行。而最让人感动的是把父母亲们也加入里面了，因为要制作成视频，需要比较纯熟的技术才能完成，这就非常需要父母亲的协助。我觉得这是一个非常好的机会，孩子学习原来不仅仅只局限于学校的课室里，在家里同样的能学习，除了表演才艺，更要父母亲学习制作视频，让孩子们和父母有一个共同的平台，可以互相去学习和欣赏。孩子可能会说：“哇，我的爸爸真厉害”，从而促进了亲子关系。这个比赛表面上我们看到的只是一个孩子们的比赛，但我认为它是不仅仅是一个比赛，它让我们的孩子、爸爸妈妈和老师有共同参与的时候，共同分享和共同学习的一个平台。谢谢。
谢谢主席。接下来有请八达岭育才华小周福仁校长致辞，有请周校长。
Thank you, Mr. Zerto, for your kind words. Let's put our hands together for Mr. Chew Hock Jin, the headmaster of SJKC Yok Chai, to deliver his speech.
大家晚上好。八达岭育才华小董事会及家教协会联办 UNC Production 制作团队全力协助 AEC Adventure 赞助的 第4届育才华小才华横溢耀舞台线上比赛 Fourth Yuchai Got Talent Online Competition 从9月中开始筹备，再经过无数次的开会及讨论，经历了3个多月的时间，终于敲定在今晚举行大决赛。这项比赛从2017年创办，一直都是在育才华小的大礼堂举行。比赛水准日渐提升，深获家长及师生们的热烈支持，获得众人们的好评，成为年度的赛会。但是很不幸的，随着新冠肺炎疫情爆发后，我们一度忍痛被迫要停办赛会。所幸我们获得了 UNC Production 制作团队的负责人 Dylan， 也就是谢迪伦先生及 Ace Adventure 的赞助，向育才华小的家协提成主办一项别开生面的线上比赛，让我们的孩子有机会继续展现他们的才艺，不至于让这项赛会流产，实在是不容易呀。本人代表育才全体同仁，向他们致以万分的谢意。今晚的赛会共有10支低年组以及8支高年组的队伍打入决赛。我们今晚也很荣幸邀请到5位知名界的歌手、模特儿及表演者担任线上的评委，他们是 Queenie 王真玲、Justin 刘杰辉、Alex 林仲豪、Julius 邱祖良以及 Jean 黄仁云。当然，我们也不要忘了，今天晚上我们还有2位甜美、英俊以及可爱的小司仪，他们是李宇谦及宋俊翰同学，将分别以华语及英语为大家直击报道各组同学的演出。事不宜迟，让我们一起坐在电脑旁，共同欣赏同学们的精湛演出吧。谢谢大家。
The thing that makes me want to come to school every day is now be surrounded by so many teachers and friends, and I feel excited.
At the end of the day, we want to empower our students so that they have a choice to do what they want to do, and they can always find success no matter where they are. Obviously, knowledge is really important, but knowledge can be limited in the sense that if we lack the confidence to use that knowledge, then we're always going to be afraid to want to try to do something new. As an entrepreneurial school, we always encourage our students to push themselves further, to be more creative, to be more innovative, and come up with things that will be very useful so that they themselves can grow and become a functional part of society.
The essence of entrepreneurship is incorporated in our classes here in DUIMAS, and our approach is defined by our 12 pillars of entrepreneurship, whereby the knowledge that they have learned is delivered with entrepreneurial purpose.
I think a lot of students come into our classes with abundance of ideas, but they just don't have the ability to take action. And one of those things is that we do is we help them to develop a thinking process. They get to practice what they've learned in school and to apply it in the real world.
We try and look at it on a more holistic approach, so we focus on fundamental movement skills. So we look at how the kids are developing globally and their ability physically to do things like, a generation or two ago we thought were normal. Nowadays, because we spend a lot of time indoors and particularly on devices, kids are losing those manipulation skills. The more sports they get exposed to, the more those skills will develop. And that leads on to increasing their ability to learn as well, not just on the sports side, but on the academic side. The more of those connections we have, the more information you can retain or store or understand and manipulate and utilize. I think competition is really important. Kids learn a lot more when they lose. The essence of sports is not so much about the winning and the actual skill sets, it's the character that we develop within the kids. Companies nowadays, they're looking for, not so much for the A-grade students, but they want to see people in the workforce who've got some real grit and determination, and mental toughness is what we call it. And that ability to push through barriers, or more precisely when you fail at something, how do you get yourself back up and push on? And that's what you learn in sports.
2010, UNC Group has been recognized as the largest youth street dance company with total 14 supporting schools, 3 street dance studios, over 1,000 youth dancers and 35 dance instructors under its belt. UNC Group also provides quality content production specializing in movement and unique content.
UNC Production 是这次比赛的主办单位，是我们的拍摄队伍，非常感谢他们为我们拍摄影片，完美的把比赛呈现在大家眼前，谢谢。有比赛就应该要有规则，规则能够让我们更容易地掌握比赛。Yorkshire Got Talent 同样也有比赛规则，我们的比赛分为2个组别，分别是低年组和高年组。低年组由1至3年级的同学参赛，而高年组则由4至6年级的同学参加比赛。我们的评分准则是：演讲技巧占20百分比，协调性占20百分比，技术性占20百分比，参赛内容占20百分比，服装和音乐性各占了10个百分比。比赛除了规则，当然少不了评委。今年的评委阵容强大。
Before we proceed further today, do allow me to give a brief explanation about this competition. SJKC Yorkshire is the first school in Malaysia to run a talent show online. How exciting it is! This competition consists of 2 categories, lower and upper primary. All teams will be judged based on showmanship 20%, skills and technique 20%, synchronization 20%, performance content 20%, costume 10% and musicality 10%.
第1位是 Alex Poppin Rex 老师。Alex 老师拥有超过10年的舞蹈经验，在马来西亚最大型的真人秀节目 Astro Battleground 无极限获得3次冠军，并代表马来西亚 All Star Dance Crew 在全球最大型的舞蹈比赛 World Hip Hop Championship 2017中获得亚军。Alex 老师现在正在领导巴生区州队的街舞队伍。
It is with great pleasure to introduce our judges today for today's competition. Our first judge is Mr. Alex Poppin Rex. He has more than 10 years of experience in dancing. He is a 3-time winner of Astro Battleground and first runner-up in the World Hip Hop Championship 2017. Poppin Rex now leads the state team in Klang.
第2位是 Julius 老师。如果你是 MediaCorp NTV7 里电视剧《坏青春》的忠实观众，那么你对 Julius 老师肯定不陌生。Julius 老师除了是一名演员，他也是一名歌手，在各大电视节目中均有出演。
Our second judge is Julius. He is an actor and a singer.
第3位是 Gin-Oi 黄仁云老师，来自热门组合404男子组合的黄仁云。多才多艺的黄仁云老师是一名艺术家、舞者，也是一名模特儿。The Face of Malaysia 2017冠军，并进入 Classic Alive 歌唱比赛前8名。
The third judge is Jin Ui. He is one of the members of 404. He is a talented artist, dancer and model. He was the champion of the Face of Malaysia 2017 and top 8 of Classic Alive Singing Competition.
第4位是 Queenie Ong 老师。Queenie 老师是一名舞者和艺人，在舞蹈方面专业于 Waacking、Girls Choreo 等等。Queenie 老师在多项国内以及国际比赛，如 Astro 无极限中获得很好的成绩。
The fourth judge is Queenie Ong. She is a dancer and a celebrity. She specializes in Waacking, Girls Choreo and so on. She also joined many national and international dance competitions.
第5 位是 Justin 刘建辉老师。刘建辉老师是最新热门歌曲《平凡的爱》的演唱歌手，他是2009年 Astro 新秀大赛的冠军。Justin 刘建辉老师有许多热门歌曲，例如《喜欢你》、《前度》、《后背》等等。除此之外，Justin 刘建辉老师主演了《分贝人生》和《4个渔夫之金玉满堂》等精彩电影。
Last but not least, our final judge, Mr. Justin. He was the champion of Astro Star Quest 2009 and had since produced many songs. Besides, he also acted in a few movies.
来，不多说，我们一起进入低年级的第一支队伍 Super 7， 负责老师许继平老师。我们来看看7个人的队伍会有怎样的精彩绝活。有请 Super 7。
Let us begin with the lower primary category. The first team is Super 7. The teacher in charge is Madam Hu Chi-ping.
In Malaysia, a land of beauty and promise, lies a school that nurtures talent and encourages achievement. There, the gift of music is inspired. Dance is encouraged. Gymnastics is taught. Talents are motivated. Unique abilities are cultivated. A fun atmosphere is achieved. Martial arts and discipline are incorporated. And self-defense is instilled. This is how talents are grown, and everyday heroes are made. But sometimes the unexpected happens.
With hundreds of thousands dead and millions infected across multiple continents, countries are forced to quarantine the public, with whole cities going into lockdown. The number of infections day by day continue to grow rapidly, causing widespread fears as everyone waits for a vaccine to be made available.
The choices we make during these times will determine if we turn into heroes or villains. Let's all make the right choice for ourselves and our country.
COVID-19 is making things tough.
Look at air hole can be kind of rough.
Doesn't the curve that our fight?
Together we all can make things right. Follow the rule, you know it's cool. Wear a mask, don't be a fool. SOP, you know what I mean.
Together we are all in the same team. Yellow, brown, black or white. Together we are all in this fight.
Be a hero, am I pure? And can go through how things work.
By doing our part, we are all heroes!
哇，厉害厉害厉害！这段表演非常用心，非常有质感。那个 ending 呢，就好像在看 Marvel 的电影，然后当中还使用了 drone shot， 然后到医院拍摄，有医院器材 X-ray 啊等等，好像在看一部很大制作的电影。那当然呢，它也反映了我们现在所面对的问题，就是 COVID-19 嘛。那大家一起学 Super 7， 一起 do our part， 一起当 hero 吧，加油！
Super 7的表演我觉得一群小朋友们真的是年纪很小的小朋友们能够做到那么多不同样的一些表演的方式，我觉得是很厉害。然后他们是非常有才艺，我相信他们继续栽培下去，他们将来一定是非常棒的小朋友。然后整个表演我自己是觉得这个年纪来说的话，真是做得非常不错的，加油！
谢谢 Justin 和 Julius 老师的精彩点评。接下来呢，是一群可爱的舞蹈天使会为我们带来 Dancing Angels。我们有请可爱的小朋友。
Thank you, Mr. Justin and Mr. Julius, for your words of wisdom. Next, I would like to call upon our second team, Dancing Angels. The teacher in charge is Miss Ang Aishan.
You know I still love you, baby. And you'll never change. 내 말은 듣지 않고 왜 이렇게 다른 남자에게 날
OK， 现在我刚刚看了 Dancing Angels 的表演，我很喜欢他们的服装，真的非常的用心。然后呢，它的 content 方面就是那个 editing 全部我觉得很高科技，去到很 fancy 很美。然后那个 Nobody's 那首歌呢，就带出来整个那个舞团的那个感觉。我觉得做得非常非常好，可能给你们是小小的建议，就是你们的表情再丰富一点的话就 perfect， 加油
I think sometimes when we saw little children dance, that sometimes that lacking of maturity, that is what makes the whole thing very very cute. But I think that the whole performance, it would be much more better if these three things has been done in a much better approach. Like the first thing is like I feel like the team has focused too much on the choreography, so it didn't have many time to practice the facial expression. So with all these things, it doesn't. If you're able to express from your expression and then natural with it, I think the whole concept would be much more better. And the second one is that I couldn't make myself feel the performance all the time because the video editing is a little bit shaky, like it's all over the place. It's kind of distracting focusing of the performance, and then sometimes it is that I'm not sure that whether this edit is applied right on the beat or not beat, because sometimes when it comes to video editing, it has that kind of challenge where it needs that communication between the dancers and the video editor. But yeah, this is how I feel. Like I couldn't make myself enjoy the performance. Is because the video editing, like when you're placing all the girls, then sometimes some girls, they will twitch a bit of their movement. So that is where makes the whole performance not that enjoyable. And then the third thing is that the flow of the music, because like from the first part go to the second part is a little bit like too sudden, and then you don't have that. You don't put a choreography or a concept to cover up the whole thing, so it looks that if all these things are able to have a better polish, it will be much more better. So regardlessly, it was a very decent performance, a very cute approach. So wish you guys good luck.
谢谢 Queenie 和 Alex 老师的精彩点评。相信每个人都看过彩虹，我们也知道彩虹是七彩缤纷的，让人感觉到希望。接下来由许倩倩老师负责的 Rainbow Stars 为我们带来表演。
Thank you, Miss Queenie and Mr. Alex, for your insight. Next, let us welcome the third team, Rainbow Stars. The teacher in charge is Miss Ko Chen Chen.
有谁找我吗？你是谁？我真的很想见我的朋友。好，没问题。出来！哇！我们是彩虹小队的魔法彩虹棒。哇，这什么地方这么美丽啊？诶，你是谁呀？我是 Dorothy， 我是小诗。你在这里干什么啊？我是来找朋友的。我也是在这里找朋友，不如我们一起去找朋友吧。好吧。哎，你是谁呀？我是 Dorothy， 你呢？我是 Dylan， 你在这里干什么呀？我要去找朋友。我们也在找朋友，不如我们一起去找吧。OK。哎，你是谁呀？我是 Dorothy， 你呢？我是 Scarecrow。你在这里干什么呀？我要找朋友。我们3个也在这里找朋友啊，不如我们一起去找朋友吧。Go！
Alright, Rainbow Stars. Firstly, right, I feel really impressed that you guys know how to play instruments that well. And secondly, the fact that you guys use acting inside your video as well makes it more enjoyable to watch. So I think you guys did a good job. Good job, guys.
哇哦，非常可爱，非常有创意。那当中包含了唱歌，然后加上了 rap， 又包括了很多不一样的表演，还有乐器。而且呢，看完了我也想吃一粒魔法糖果，因为呢，我现在本身也在 self quarantine， 那所以也很想要遇见我的朋友。这段表演就好像勾起了我的心情，很好很好。
谢谢 Julius 和金2老师的点评。这是什么？
这是舞，
这是 Fantastic Five 负责老师林慧敏老师，请看 Fantastic
Five。Thank you, Mr. Julius and Mr. Jin Uy for your kind words. Next, let us welcome the 4th team, Fantastic Five. The teacher in charge is Madam Lim Hui Min.
I'm a big, big girl in a big, big world. It's not a big, big thing if you leave me, but I do feel that I do. I'm a big, big girl in a big, big world. It's not a big, big thing if you leave me, but I do feel not a big thing if you leave me, but I do feel that I do. I'm a big girl in a big world. It's not a big thing if you leave me, but I do feel that I do will miss you much. I'm a big girl in a big world. It's not a big thing if you leave me, but I do feel that I do.
Somebody save your soul, cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing control. You like a drug to me, a luxury, my sugar and gold. I want the good life every good night, you're a high one to hold, cause you don't even know. I can make your hands clap. Said I can make your hands clap. Somebody save your soul, cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing control. You like a drug to me, a luxury, my sugar and gold. I want your sex and your affection when they're holding you close, cause you don't even know. I can make your hands clap. Said I can make your hands clap. Every night when the stars come out, am I the only living soul around? Need to believe you could hold me down, cause I'm in need of something good right now. We could be screaming till the sun comes out, and when we wake we'd be the only sound. Get on my knees and say your friend change round. That I can make your hands clap. Somebody save your soul, cause you've been sinning in the city. I know too many troubles, all these lovers got you losing control.
Big world. If you leave me, but I do feel that I do.
Did it glow already or not?
Okay.
Can it glow?
Glow already.
Oh.
Okay.
Awesome.
Okay. Uh-oh.
Phew. What I do. Correct.
Okay, nice. Really nice.
First of all, I would say it's actually it's a very good performance that comes from the young kids. It's just that what makes it like it could be much more better is I think it's the sense of like why you choose to use this kind of flow of concept. Like at least you can reach to a level that people that can really understand. But the approach of that one, there's a little bit of redundant. There's a little bit of like I'm not sure whether I'm enjoying the show or not. It's especially the first part. The 5% was doing the same song, but it's different person, one by one solo. It kind of confused like why there is two girls, two boys doing the same thing, and another boy is doing another thing. So with that kind of question raised in mind, it kind of distract the enjoyment that I have of watching this performance. Nice attempt for the second part that you go for a normal dance choreography and then you go for the LED suits. Yeah, it could be much more better if the LED suits moment was as same as very synchronized when you're doing your normal performance when you did it with the lights on. Yeah, if the synchronization can carry on with the same, it will be much more better. But the whole concept when it comes to talents itself, I believe that you guys really have it. So yeah, good job.
OK，so 刚刚我看了 Fantastic Five 的表演，我非常喜欢。他从一开始那个5个格的那个开始，我就被我就吸引住了。然后到他穿 LED 跳舞的那一刻，我觉得这帮小孩子真的是 creative 爆炸。我很喜欢这个舞蹈，然后他们的 energy 也够，所以 actually overall 我都觉得很 OK 啦，只是可能就是不够齐而已。但是这个东西真的不容易的，所以我觉得 keep it on。
谢谢 Queenie 老师和 Alex 老师的点评。育才的孩子是怎样的？是可爱的，是聪明的，是美丽的，还是帅气的？一起来看看育才的孩子为我们带来的表演。
Thank you, Miss Queenie and Mr. Alex, for your constructive comments. Next, let us welcome the 5th team. 我们是 Yorkshire 的孩子。The teacher in charge is Madam Tan Siu Ngo.
Hello everyone, you know we are Yorkshire Got students. Do you have any plans? How about we dance? 可是 Kevin 我不会跳舞。那我也是不会跳舞。Kevin, how about we sing? Okay, let us sing for Yorkshire Got Talent. Yay, let's do this. Yay! It's showtime!
我们的骄傲。我们是有才的孩子。
OK， 看了这个我们是育才的孩子的这个表演呢，首先我觉得他们是非常爱他们学校的，因为我觉得整个表演里面他们是一直在歌颂他们学校，然后还有我觉得这群小孩子很可爱，他们那么小年纪可以自己去做一个自创曲，我觉得是不容易，然后我觉得蛮可爱的这个表演。
哇 ，Alright, for 我们是育才的孩子。Firstly, right, after I watched this video, I realized that Yokchai has a lot of talented students. You guys are really talented. And I like that you guys rewrote the song to dedicate it to your school and your teachers. You guys are really good. You guys did a good job. Good job.
When I first started Ace Adventure 25 years ago, my big vision was actually to change education, to impact as many children as possible. Not realizing that someday we would end up having multiple language centers and literally 3 international schools. Dwi Emas International School became the first entrepreneur school in the country, and Sri Emas International School, which today is a digital and e-sports school. Then the private tutoring center, we're now working towards turning that into an international school with about 2 other international schools coming up in Malaysia and a couple overseas. So we're really excited about that because this is really made in Malaysia, Buatan Malaysia and Buatan Cikgu, made by teachers. And to find out that we are going to be impacting education in other countries as well. That is very exciting for us. Now, what we have done is actually been focusing on the human skills with the kids. And by doing that, we realized that we focused on how the children wanted to learn. So we gamified a lot of the learning, we created a lot of activities, so much so that we have one big problem in our school. Most of our students, they don't want holidays. They complain when there are holidays. What a lot of people do not know about performance, especially the performance arts, is that they are the best ways to create a connectivity between our 2 brains, the left and the right. The skills required of our children when they graduate in the future is the ability to use both brains. Now, performance is also about creativity and collaboration, building confidence and personality, all critical skills for the future. These are all human skills that cannot be developed, nor are they required in academic assessments. So congratulations, Yokchai, on the success of this competition, and all the best to the children. Okay, we can't wait to see the outcome of the children's work, yeah? But you know what? Just have fun with it, push the boundaries of where you take your creativity, and then we shall see the outcomes of it in many amazing ways. We can't wait for that. Ace Adventure as an education group is very well known for innovation. And we love it because this is literally made in Malaysia and made by teachers. And for our schools, right now, there is a lot of requests for what we do overseas. So for us, our vision for our children is not for them to be a Malaysian leader or a Malaysian player. We want them to be global players with entrepreneurial skills, with environmental skills, and with all these creative skills that is embedded in their DNA. It's already evident today that having academic skills alone is insufficient. So any school that is focusing and encouraging their kids to acquire more skills, as in the case of Yok Chai's Got Talent, then the skills that they acquire will give the kids additional value. And if they actually acquire human skills, it will double up their value. What that means is it's easier for them to get scholarships, it's easier for them to get, get through their first interview. When they talk to people, it's easier for them to connect with people.
말해봐자 어서 다 cause I'm not shy Not shy not me 난 잘 보냈다 Not shy not shy not me Give me da-da-da-da-da-da-da Not shy not me 난 잘 보냈다 Not shy not shy not me 너를 원해 뭐 어때 cause I'm not shy Not shy not me
我们谢谢 Ace Adventure 的 CEO， 也谢谢 Gummy Class 为我们带来精彩的表演。
Wow, what an amazing performance by Gummy Class. I would also like to give a big shout out to Teacher Anne for your generosity and making this competition a success. We really appreciate that.
我们谢谢刚刚 Justin 和黄仁云老师的点评。俊汉，这是什么？
这是 Fantastic Five。
不是，这是 The Encore Five。接下来是低年组的第6支队伍的表演 ，The Encore Five 无名之舞，负责老师许倩倩老师。
Thank you, Mr. Justin and Mr. Jin Uy for your feedback. Next, let us welcome our 6th team, the Encore Five 无名之舞。The teacher in charge is Miss Ko Qian Qian. Her student must be really gifted because this is her second team.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight is a Light Rising Foundation 丑爱心基金会. We want to reach 1 million likes. Tonight's event promises to be unlike any other. Tonight we are going to be treated to a dazzling night of music and dance. 请你来！
First things first, I'ma say all the words inside my head. I'm fired up and tired of the way that things have been. Oh, ooh, the way that things have been. Oh, ooh. Second thing, don't you tell me what you think that I could be. I'm the one at the sail, I'm the master of my sea. Oh, ooh, the master of my sea. Oh, ooh. I was broken from a young age, taking my soaking to the masses, writing my poems for the few that look at me, took at me, shook at me, feeling me, singing from heartache, from the pain, taking my message from the veins, speaking my lessons from the brain, seeing the beauty through the pain. You made me a believer, believer. Pain. You break me down, you build me up, believer, believer. Pain. Oh, let the bullets fire, let the rain. My life, my love, my joy became from pain. You made me a believer, believer.
Wow! The big box was just fantastic!
I like the lyrics of the song, Let the Bullets Fly and You Make Me a Believer.
Next, let us bring you to the
Magic
Fantasy! Wow, we have reached 1 million likes. Thank you. Terima kasih. 谢谢. Nanji. Arigatou gozaimashita.
Now let's present the Yorkshire Nanta and Dancing All Night.
Go!
我曾经跨过山和大海，也穿过人山人海。我曾经拥有着的一切，转眼都飘散如烟。我曾经失落失望，失掉所有方向，直到看见平常才是唯一的答案。So they say dance for me, dance for me, dance for me, oh oh. I never seen anybody do the things you do before. Ooh, you make me wanna cry. And when you're done, I'll make you do it all again. 都退过的路依然远，你的故事讲到了哪？
Alright, the Uncalled 5. Wow, you guys, I would say you guys are really complete. You know, I was really blown away by your acapella already. It was really good, I was enjoying it. And then you guys had a magic show that really put the icing on the cake. I was so fascinated by your video. And all of a sudden you guys do dancing again. I would say you guys did a really good job. It's like a complete show for me. I love it guys.
Wow, actually I'm not gonna lie on this one. This one so far is the first video that I really did enjoy from the start to the end, because the video editing and the concepts, it goes very well with like all the different talents that blend in that one video. So I think to me it's quite impressive, and the timing and the team chemistry is definitely there. So Yeah, I really enjoyed this performance. Overall, I think it's a good show.
谢谢 Alex 和 Jin 2老师的点评。俊汉，这是什么？
嗨，这是 High Five。
哎，不错嘛，变聪明了。现在我们一起来欣赏由阮美莹老师负责的 High Five Girls 带来的表演。
Thank you, Mr. Alex and Mr. Jin Uy for your comments. Next, we have High Five Girls, and their teacher in charge is Madam Gun Mei Yuan.
愿思念化作暖阳，眼前挂化为清风，送走你我的思念。
相信的勇气，哦，越过谎言去拥抱你。每当我找不到存在的意义，每当我迷失在黑夜里，夜空中最亮的星，哦，请照亮我前行。
只要你敲一敲杯，我就拥抱你入怀，让生活充满温暖。
对这个世界如果你有太多的抱怨，不愿祷告，就不敢继续往前走。为什么没有这么的脆弱堕落？心里打开电视看看多少人，多少人在努力勇敢的走下去，我们是不是该知足？珍惜一切，就算没有拥有。
I got my ticket for the long way round, the one with the prettiest of views. It's got mountains, it's got rivers, it's got sights to keep
哇，非常非常的厉害。这一组叫做 Hi-Fi Girls， 然后他们是用一些不同的物品啊，还有用他们自己的手，还有我看到还有一个是什么书本啊，还有杯子啊，去敲打这个节奏的一个表演，我觉得非常非常的厉害，是因为他们真的是我相信他们是锻炼的非常非常的久，一起排练非常久，然后整个东西是非常非常整齐，然后我基本上是看不到太多他们的那个 mistake 在哪里，所以我觉得整个表演是非常非常好看，而且在后面的时候那个高潮部分是非常非常震撼的，非常喜欢这个表演。
哎呦，很可爱哦，非常喜欢他们的造型，然后他们的表情啊都非常一致。这个应该是练习了很久吧？如果要我把书本还有杯子和舞步融合在一起，我觉得我的手应该是会打结啊。
谢谢 Julius 和 Justin 老师的点评。接下来是精彩6人组 Fantastic Six， 负责老师吴素怡老师为我们准备的表演。
Thank you, Mr. Julius and Mr. Justin, for your feedback. Next, we have Fantastic Six, and their teacher in charge is Madam Goh Shu-yi.
OK，so 刚刚看了 Fantastic Six 的表演，然后呢，总结就是大家都同样的高度 ，very 的 cute， 然后全部都是女孩子。然后呢，我觉得有一个小小的地方可以改善，就是因为我觉得可能我这样看的时候，我觉得有一点不 synchronize。可是我觉得不 synchronize 的原因有可能是因为服装。如果你们服装一致的话哦，可能动作会看起来比较整齐一点。但是大致上的创意还有舞蹈我都很喜欢，加油！
看完这个 Fantastic Six 的这个表演呢，其实我有一个想法，我觉得蛮遗憾的一点是因为。我觉得他们在排舞跟他们在歌曲上面，其实他们是有用心，但是我觉得唯一一个遗憾就是那个歌曲，因为那个声音听起来很模糊，然后好像有点过度 edit 的感觉，所以我觉得听不出他们最纯真的声音。我相信如果可以听多一点他们纯真的声音，可能会更好笑的。
谢谢 Justin 和 Queenie 老师的点评。我感觉到有一股不可抗拒的力量正在向我们逼来。哦，那是谁呢？哦，那是陈彦峰老师带领的一群小朋友，他们要做什么呢？
Thank you, Mr. Justin and Miss Queenie. Now we have a group of fun and cheerful children from 1R, Irresistible, with their teacher in charge, Madam Ting Yuan Fong.
呀大家，黄金装难戴，眉开眼笑，得意呀又开怀。咚咚咚锵，咚咚咚锵，咚咚咚锵，咚锵咚咚锵，咚咚咚锵，咚咚咚锵，咚咚咚锵，咚锵咚咚锵。喜唱恭喜发财，眼看富贵一起来。
祝大家笑口常开，
岁圆满，
幸福安康，大吉大利，心想事成，招财进宝，学业进步，
新年快乐，万事如意，
恭喜发财。
I really go all the way. Okay, so one resistible. I think that this how I'm not sure whether I spelled the name right or wrong. Personally, for me, I enjoy the cuteness in this performance all the way. The flow was sometimes surprising for me, but the concept was actually quite good. And then I like the energy, I like the facial expression, and then I do get some a little bit like surprise moment in this whole video. So yeah, I think it is a very fun video to watch. Yeah, so yeah, wish you guys good luck. Good show, guys.
哇，好可爱！刚刚看完这个 One Resistible 的表演，然后我首先必须说，他们在这个 content 上面的那个编排是蛮用心的。就是他们是从圣诞节，然后到 New Year 到农历新年，是一个节日的度过，而且他们在这个服装上面，我觉得那个有用心在准备。他们特别喜欢他们那个圣诞节那一套整个绿色那个装扮，我觉得非常非常的可爱。然后如果你说他们的表演的部分嘛，唱歌跟跳舞的部分，我觉得还可以做得更好了。但毕竟是小孩子，我觉得做到这个程度是不错的，加油！
谢谢 Justin 和 Alex 老师的点评。华小注重德智体群美，古代的学生除了会识字，还要讲究学习琴棋书画。今天许倩倩老师带领她的小朋友来向我们展现华之美。
Thank you, Mr. Justin and Mr. Alex. Next, we have the final team for the lower primary category. Let us fix our eyes on this team, Hua Zhimei. The teacher in charge is Madam Goh Shu-yi.
除了中华文化艺术，还有传统节庆和美食，让我们来一一认识它吧。
百节年为首，春节是中华民族最隆重的传统佳节。
恭喜发财，新年快乐，万事如意。正月初一的明天，家家户户过新年，大街小巷全灯彩，炮竹响连天。七个隆咚锵咚锵，炮竹响连天。七个隆咚锵咚锵，炮竹响连天。新年祝新年，新年来年年年。炮竹声声催人想永年。新年祝新年，新年来年年年。愿大家都过个太平年。 农历正月15是春节之后的第一个重要节日，它的习俗有吃元宵、赏花灯。
为什么要投井啊？
我想家了。
正月16会有大火，
你有没有办法呢？
听说火神君喜欢吃汤圆，
汉武帝想到了元宵做汤圆，供奉汤圆，求他不要火烧长安，再让百姓挂灯笼、燃放烟花，不就得了？正月15，大家张灯结彩，燃放烟花，猜灯谜，开心极了。元宵和家人团聚一起。给你吃粽子，谢谢，不客气。
日月星之所散兮。
说你是一个孤独的诗人。
端午节是为了纪念战国时期的爱国诗人屈原。屈原被人陷害，他伤心失望，在农历5月5日投汨罗江。当地百姓急忙划船在江上找屈原，也往江里投粽子喂鱼，不希望鱼群吃了屈原的尸体。这就是包粽子和赛龙舟习俗的由来。
床前明月光，中秋节吃月饼庆团圆。今天我让大家听听看看后羿和嫦娥奔月的故事吧。你是谁？
把仙丹给我！
红龙，你来这里干什么？不，你是来偷仙丹的。嫦娥吞了仙丹后，身体立刻变得轻飘飘的，向着月亮飘去了。
一粒粒圆圆的是什么来的？
这是汤圆，今天是冬至。冬至是中华民族的一个传统节日，时间在每年阳历12月21日至23日之间。冬至这天，日短夜长，中国北方会在这天吃饺子，我们会吃汤圆。
为什么要吃汤圆？
吃汤圆象征阖家团圆，大家来吃汤圆吧！吃了汤圆，我们就长大1岁了。
测呀测呀测呀测呀测呀做汤圆，测呀测呀测呀测呀测呀做汤圆。
中华文化真是丰富多彩。
花之美，首先呢，我觉得我们现在的社会呢，很多华人都不太理解我们的这个自己的文化，所以当你们创作这个影片之后呢，我觉得可以帮忙很多人更加理解我们自己的华人的文化，所以我觉得这个是一个很好的主意，所以 you guys did a good job, good work, good work。
哇，这个华之美看完了让我想起我小学和中学的时期，因为我本身是华文学会嘛，然后对中华文化呢有一种亲切感。那题材非常有教育性，让我们认识了不同的佳节背后的故事。
谢谢 Julius 老师和金二老师的点评。
What a beautiful performance by Hua Zhimei, and thank you Mr. Julius and Mr. Jin Uy for your wise words.
Organization is now calling the global coronavirus outbreak a pandemic. The head of the organization...
New numbers out today showing it last week. So what does that number mean? Well, it is higher than we were expecting. It means people are still losing their jobs because of this pandemic.
哇，非常精彩的表演！如果我去学习跳舞，不晓得下一季的 Youth Got Talent 我可以参赛吗？
不行啦，你太老了。
嘿，听说现在呢有一个比赛是所有人都可以参加的，对吗，巨汉？
对 ，The Face is an international online dance competition. It is open to all countries and ages. Do you want to win an iPhone? Join the iPhone Challenge campaign and TikTok Challenge too. Don't forget to share and follow The Face International. For more information, you can check out dan-z.com and The Face International social media platform.
这项比赛是开放给全世界的，只要你是地球人都可以参加，不管你是8岁还是80岁。只要你有勇气、有才华，就可以参加这一个比赛。你可以获得 iPhone， 希望你们都可以大胆尝试挑战抖音，挑战自己，看看自己能不能够在努力的同时呢，也为自己获得奖品。如果你们有意要参赛的话，那么就要随时留意我们的网站 dan-z.com， 以掌握最新的资讯。现在我们一起进入高年级组的第一支队伍，由何嘉义老师带领的，他们将为我们带来 Street Cups。We'll
now continue with the upper primary category. The first team is brought to you by Street Cups. They are fun and energetic. The teacher in charge is Madam Ho Kia Yi.
Malaysia is reimposing movement restrictions in its capital and surrounding areas as it grapples with a fresh surge of COVID-19. From Wednesday, Kuala Lumpur, Putrajaya and Selangor will be placed under a partial lockdown.
so hard-headed at first. My grandma didn't even believe in me. I kept going though. All I can say is I told you.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
That introduction! Let's go now! 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 Let's go! We gon' find out who is the best. Who is the best? 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 Yeah, who is the best? I'm talking about who is the best.
Live like it's Mardi Gras and go jump with my whole squad and don't need the R&R to regular life. I say au revoir. Hey, living life in the fast lane. May your pain only be champagne. So please come join me. One thing, good vibes only. I just tapped a cake. I'ma fill my cup. Got fireworks, got booze. Let's blow some shit up. Tonight I'm going stupid, doing things I've never done. We all got one thing in common. We just wanna have fun. Hey, do what you wanna do. Do what you wanna do. I think I'm gonna do something crazy.
OK， so 现在我看的这一组呢，叫做 Street Clubs， 不是 Street Cups，Street Cups，OK， 然后嘞，你们的服装非常的好看，虽然是简单，但是你们全部是一样，然后动作非常的大，非常的好看，然后你们跳的时候的确是有律动的，然后这一组是我目前就是我觉得个人觉得最 active 最活泼的一组，我本身是很喜欢这一组啦，所以 overall 其实没有什么问题，表情也到位，动作也很好看。OK， so good luck.
Yeah, I like the energy about the whole group that presenting. Definitely bring out that vibe. The connection between each other and the concept of using video editing in the consideration of the choreography, and then the editing, the timing of the dance goes so well. So yeah, chemistry. I think the hardest part is the chemistry of like since that you guys cannot take everything together, but surprisingly the chemistry it was there, and then the whole thing was very good. So yeah, enjoy this performance. Good job.
谢谢 Alex 老师和 Queenie 老师的点评。手可以做什么？可以写字，可以画画，可以拿碗筷吃饭。手还可以跳舞。由吴雪清老师和陈彩玲老师负责的队伍为我们带来舞动之手。
Thank you, Mr. Alex and Miss Queenie, for your feedback. Next, we have Wu Dong Zhi So, and the teacher in charge are Madam Ng Suet Cheng and Madam Tan Chai Ling. I can't wait to see their magical performance. Let's check it out.
Girl said you hallelujah. Girl said you hallelujah. Girl said you hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Come on.
hallelujah. Girls, hit you hallelujah. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Cause Uptown Funk don't give it to you. Saturday night and we in the spot. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch. Don't believe me, just watch.
保持距离，要戴口罩，安全防疫很重要。我们要洗手，保护好眼睛、鼻和口。大家想宁愿没朋友，我们不要 Corona， 运动甩手，保持清洁，病毒赶走，保护好家人和朋友，我们不要 Corona。
Like a small boat on the ocean, setting big waves into motion. Like how we sing a word and make a heart open. I might only have one match, but I can make an explosion. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Proving my right song. My power is turned up. Starting right now, I'll be strong. I'll blow my fight song. And I don't really care if nobody else believes. Cause I still got a lot of fight left in me. Still got fight left. So dangerous, so precious. I see the time in all my life when you are guarding us. You are beautiful in the end. It all flows at time. I see an angel's
so 这一组叫做舞动之手，然后呢 ，basically 他们是用他们的一些才艺来表演，然后来表达就是现在的疫情啊，然后要怎样防疫啊这一些，然后我觉得是很有公益性，很怎样讲啊，就是很有爱心的一个整个影片是觉得很感动的，然后他们的 skill 也很好，还有我很喜欢那个 effect， 就是那个 after effect 的那个灯光的 effect 很好看。basically 只有这样，我觉得 so far OK， 没有很大的问题，就是继续加油。
Alright, 舞动之手。I really like the combination that you guys did with the animation in the background. I feel like it complements well with the dance. And you guys are really considerate to show appreciation towards the frontliners because I feel like they don't get enough. And I think by joining this competition, you guys already set a good example out there for your friends so that they stay quarantined to help out the frontliners. I think you guys already are spreading good messages already. I feel like you guys are best. You guys did really good.
谢谢金二老师和 Queenie 老师的点评。杯子可以做神呢，喝水、喝咖啡、跳舞，不可能。神呢？杯子舞，我们一起来欣赏 Cubs 负责老师是江慧欣老师。
Thank you, Mr. Jin Uy and Miss Queenie for your comments. Now, let's focus on the screen and check out the next performance. Cubs. The teacher in charge is Madam Kong Foy Hin.
jingle bell rock. Jingle bells swing and jingle bells ring, snowing and blowing our bushes of fun. Now the jingle hop has begun. Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time, dancing and prancing in Jingle Bell Square. In the frosty air, what a bright time, it's the right time to rock the night away. Jingle bell time, it's a swell time to go gliding in a one-horse sleigh. Giddy up, jingle horse, pick up your feet, jingle around the clock, mixing and a mingle in the jingle feet. That's the Jingle Bell Rock. Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh, over the fields we go, laughing all the way. Bells on bobtails ring, making spirits bright. What fun it is to ride and sing a sleighing song tonight. Oh, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Hey, jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open sleigh. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special. Last Christmas I gave you my heart, but the very next day you gave it away. This year, to save me from tears, I'll give it to someone special.
Alright, Cops. Firstly, I really like that you guys are using a lot of objects to create music, but there are two notes to keep in mind. Firstly, I think you guys can add more sound to make your music more fuller, and also pay attention to your pacing. But overall, I can tell you guys are enjoying what you're doing right now, and I feel like at this age, it's really important to have that passion, that happiness in doing what you like to do. And I really like the fun that you guys brought into this video.
有不错哦，串烧了很多首不同的圣诞歌曲。那圣诞节呢是我本身最喜欢的节日，这一组可以说是多才多艺啦，因为包括了很多不同的乐器，有钢琴啦，然后乌克丽丽、琵琶等等，而且还能把首饰、杯子、瓶盖都把它当成乐器。可是呢，我觉得如果可以看到所有人的样子的话，那会更好了。加油哦！
谢谢 Julius 老师和金二老师的点评。接下来请欣赏 V Merch， 负责老师是陆莹杰老师。
Thank you, Mr. Julius and Mr. Jin Woo, for your comments. Now, let's fix our eyes on this team, V Merch. The teacher in charge is Madam Lok Yin Che.
新的天就在早上7点展开，整理街路先把地板擦干净，然后打垃圾再把地板擦亮，再擦一次，但时间只过15分。慢慢没新意，因为新年到了，没人隔天一见，大家都乐洋洋，擦没花过的路，最后再接对联，风风火火地过新年。新年前剪头发我自己 DIY， 办年货换新钞，还准备红包。
年货一堆堆，冰箱都被挤满了。新年到，多关心，多感恩，多慈爱。
勤洗手，戴口罩，消毒也要戴好。小距离、小窗外，记得保持距离。我一次又一次提醒家人朋友，保持健康，人人有责。我们等待又等待的新年，不知道红包有多少钱。
气势多么狂，疯狂的新年人人忙。
排山和倒海的气场，我就是校长，是你们的王。
新年就是要不一样，独领着风骚太猖狂。
过得好不好又怎样？我从不投降，前途不限量。跟着我的 flow 哟，恭喜你，
永远是自己心中的第一。Come on， 别客气，狠狠冲出去，
称霸这时代，不费我力气。跟我一起唱，跑山要有力，
嘻嘻又哈哈，睡就睡到底。
跟着我，跟着他，举手顶天立地。
Feel yourself， 做自己，这是天经地义。
Come on feel the beat， 音乐不要停，
让我看看你到底行不行。
别管太多，玩得尽兴来 party， 谁与争锋，哪个冠军创世纪？
勤洗手，戴口罩，消毒也要戴好。小距离、小窗外，记得保持距离。我一次又一次提醒家人朋友，保持健康，人人有责。
OK， 刚刚看完 V-Merge 的这个表演，我觉得他们在歌词改编部分还蛮有创意的。但我有一个小小建议啦，就是下次如果你还要想要再改编歌曲的话，你可以试试看，有更多的押韵，听起来可能整个东西会更流畅、更好听。但是在别人的部分，我觉得是蛮好看的，加油
！Nice。So 现在这一组叫做 V-Merge， 然后呢，他们是用自己自创放自己的歌词、自创曲，然后来表演这个舞蹈跟这整个 video 啦。然后我是觉得，我能 comment 到的是你们的舞蹈 part， 就是你们在后面的那个新年气氛那个舞蹈 part， 我觉得如果再 happy 一点的话，那个整个气氛会更带得出来。剩下我都觉得很 OK， 只是就是那个表情要再更丰富一点，就 perfect， 加油！
谢谢 Jessie 老师和 Queenie 老师的点评。听说有一个盒子很神秘，它好像有一个秘密。
什么秘密？难道有宝藏？有黄金？
哎呀，你真现实！先看看宝盒之谜吧。负责老师是钱美英老师。
Thank you, Mr. Justin and Miss Queenie, for your comments. Next, we have 宝盒之谜。The teacher in charge is Miss Chi Bi-Eng.
音乐带领我们穿越时空，音乐带领我们跨越国界。虽然我们身处在马来西亚，但我们依然可以通过音乐创作，向中华音乐文化致敬。
苏北勾勒出情话，被风弄转淡，平生描绘的牡丹，一如你梳妆，冉冉檀香透过窗，心事我了然，宣纸上走笔至此各一半。
色渲染，仕女图，韵味被私藏，而你嫣然的一笑，如含苞待放。你的美一缕飘散，去到我去不了的地方。 纽约的史蒂芬穿西裤，配上中山装，中国的黄明昊，喝着红酒配中餐。5000年的时间是流沙，教会我们萃取精华，融汇古今的华夏，贯穿友谊外来文化。
挺好听啊！我本身呢也很喜欢这首《青花瓷》，然后看得出你们非常有心思，你们加入 rap 的部分，然后自己改编这首歌，中西合璧，用不同的乐器把它诠释得非常好，而且你们还不忘了加入各种乐器的历史。
I really enjoyed the flow of your video. I like that you guys went from a classic song to a more upbeat song. It's not easy to do, and thumbs up on that. I really liked it. You guys did great.
谢谢 Julius 老师和金二老师的点评。接下来是 Backyard Girls， 他们的负责老师是蔡玉林老师。
Thank you, Mr. Julius and Mr. Jin Uy, for your feedback. Next, we have a group of cheerful backyard girls with their wonderful performance. The teacher in charge is Miss Chua Yik Xiang.
5, 6, 7, 8. Dance with me in my backyard, boy. Looking super fine in your corduroy. Drive me round the block, we can go in a loop, and we'll turn the vibe up on some good boy dance tunes. I feel the fresh air, I can feel your eyes staring. I'm not gonna lie, I get a little bit scared. My heart is on wings and living in dreams, and at the top of our lungs we sing.
Dancing on my own, I need a vacation. I might blow off all my friends just to make a statement. But damn, it feels nice with the sun in my eyes. And I swear on my life that I'm not gonna cry till I feel the fresh air and I feel your eyes stare. And I'm not gonna lie, get a little bit scared. My heart is on wings, I'm living in dreams. And at the top of our lungs, we sit. Underneath our bad blood, we've still got a snack zone home. Still a home, still a home, yeah. It's not too late to build it back, 'cause a 1 in a million chance is still a chance, still a chance. And I will take those odds. I'll break the broken, I'll set these spoken words, find hope in a hopeless. Pull me out the train wreck, unburn the ashes, I'll check the reactions out. Not ready to die, not yet. Pull me out the train wreck, pull me out, 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 pull me out. You can say what you like, 'cause see I wanna die for you. I'm down on my knees and I need you to be my God, be my help, be a savior, God.
So 现在我看了这个叫 Backyard Girls 的表演，然后呢，我的 comment 就是我觉得服装上面需要多一点点的改进，剩下的嘞，我觉得他们的舞蹈是没有的讲的。我觉得他们的动作全部都去到很到位，然后伸展啊、放松都有做到，我觉得不错的一个 point。然后只是服装上面，如果再更，因为我这一种舞蹈，如果你再更简单的衣服，会表现你的 body line， 会比较凸显到你的 body line， 然后这样的话，整个舞蹈会比较容易展现出来。But so far it's so good， 加油
！So yeah, for the Backyard Girls, what I see from this performance that I sense a little bit of like there's a maturity out of this whole piece, because I think it's come from a background or a certain dance style that all of you girls familiar with, but it will be much more better that if everybody, their energy level is on the same page, their gesture is on the same page, so the performance it will be much more better, especially put more thoughts and concept in your costume, even though it's online, it's a collage dance competition, but somehow that the surface of how you prepare for yourself, it will help so much when it comes to presentation, when it comes to a showcase competition. So I think, yeah, good job, nice work.
谢谢 Alex 老师和 Queenie 老师的点评。你看我是谁？我是女王。不信你看看接下来的 The Queens， 负责老师是姚燕燕老师。
Thank you, Mr. Alex and Miss Queenie, for your comment. Let's put our hands together for our next performance put by the Queens. The teacher in charge is Madam Yao Yang Yang.
"奉天承运，皇帝诏曰：花氏世代为将，能兵善战，特招花氏男丁1名，辅佐我大将军，斩将杀敌， 启程不得有误，违者斩立决，钦此。
Make some noise for the queens！ 哇，女将啊，然后能舞，非常有爆发力。然后我特别喜欢那一段舞蹈的表演，有种穿越时代的感觉。然后而且整段演出呢，非常有层次感，厉害！
哇哦 ，OK， 刚看到这个 The Queens 的表演，首先我必须说是蛮震撼的。因为我觉得他们年纪小小，每一个人都年纪小小，但是这些女生们，她们都是有很多才艺，然后这个代父从军的这个情节，这个 content 我自己也蛮喜欢，然后也融入了很多不一样的才艺在里面，我觉得是非常丰富、非常好看的一个表演。
谢谢 Julius 老师和 Jessie 老师的点评。 我觉得我还是比较喜欢当 young girl， 长大了才当女王。你们呢？觉得哪个比较好？不懂，先看看表演吧。
Thank you, Mr. Julius and Mr. Justin, for your comment. Now, let's welcome our next team, Young Girls, and their teacher in charge is Madam Tan Chai Jo.
夜晚拥有星星，云朵拥有雨滴，此刻我正好想躲进你的大衣，你为我挡着风，也帮我挡住狂风暴雨，在茫茫夜空里。
先来个可爱的吧。 酷的来了。
要不要多摸个 chest？ I do， 서러워도 어쩌겠어？ I do。 모두들 미워하느라 애써 매일 날 무너뜨리면 답이 되나 외로워서 어떻게 미움마저 삼켰어 화낼 힘도 없어 여유도 없고 뭐 그리 아니까 가까운 게 그냥 가 왜들 그래 서럽게 Maria 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 빛나는 밤이야 날 괴롭히지 마 Maria 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 뭐하러 아둥바둥해 이미 여름동데
Yeah, nice one. OK， 现在这一组叫做 Young Girls， 所以 Young Girls 你们这一组呢，第一个前面的那个舞蹈那个K-pop 的歌，我是觉得很适合你们的形象的，就是很可爱，然后你们又有笑容，很好看。可是呢，如果可以的话，我觉得一个建议，在你们转换去 Maria 那一首歌的时候，可能眼神跟表情变得比较帅气、比较凶狠一点的话，这样它就有转变。然后那个有转变的话，那个表演才会有起伏，就会更好看。But so far so good， 我觉得是很好的，继续加油。
Personally, I think that the ending could be in a much more nicer touch because it ended too sudden. Especially like the first part, you guys was cutting to the second part also quite sudden. It can be having more flow of the performance. I like the way of how you guys play around with the video editing to to show out the best image and the best moment for the choreography, but also because the choice of that you choose to cover, it requires such a standard of technique in order to reach that synchronization. So yeah, that is a challenge over there. But anyhow, overall I think it's a decent performance. So good job.
谢谢 Queenie 老师和 Alex 老师的点评。
Thank you, Miss Queenie and Mr. Alex, for your feedback. And that sums up all the performance brought to you by our gift and artistic students.
惜不是你陪我的最后，曾一起走却都是那路口。感谢的是你牵过我的手，还能感受到温柔。
Let's go. We gonna fly. Hold up. We gonna fly. We gonna fly to the sky.
Only not lonely from the bottom. We go no pain no gain. 每次爬的重新开始。We going high, hold on tight， 速度开到最快。We go rolling, we go. Come on and bounce, 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 bounce to the top, top, top. They going down, down, down.
我将目光继续投向远方，让今后全力跳跃。
No one can stop me.
Round, round. 准备再次高飞，城堡里多完美，黄色的回家燃烧着也不想熄灭。
He's the only way， 没这一切的罪。
就算被讨厌，我们也不会后退。
Forget about the hate, flipping like a piece of cake with the love that all we gain。
Vibe 吊着不想跪，接待我们相信的一切。
We gonna fly, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Fly it up, fly it up. Hold up.
Fly it up, fly it up, eh.
We go fly. We going home. We going home. We going home. We going home.
We gon' fly to the sky.
Yeah, man. 哦，天之高地之厚，今晚这行为猜不透。北风生雨，插满了舌头，终究夜深怒容。野火觉得在意，就地熄灭。遗憾的人，火热的嘴，饥饿了也得亲力亲为。
They be saying it's a waste of time, get it right, let it go. Putting myself down, making my dreams die, no more lies. We going high, let it shine, make it through our own light. Jab, jab, no one's ever gonna stop our fight.
准备再次高飞，城堡里多完美，黄色的回家燃烧着也不想熄灭。
He is the only way， 背着一切的罪。
就算被讨厌，我们也不会后退。
Forget about the hate, flipping like a piece of cake with the love that all we gain。
Vibe 吊着不想跪，接待我们相信的一切。We gonna fly, yeah, yeah, yeah.
We gonna fly.
Hold up.
We gonna fly.
We go fly. We going home. We going home. We going home. We going home. We gonna fly to the sky. Fly， 准备再次高飞，城堡里多完美，黄色的回家燃烧着也不想熄灭。
He's the only way， 背着一切的罪。
就算被讨厌，我们也不会后退。
Forget about the hate, flipping like a piece of cake with the love that all we gain。
Vibe 吊着不想跪，接待我们相信的一切。
We gonna fly, yeah, yeah, yeah. We gonna fly.
Hold up.
We gonna fly.
We go fly. We going home. We going home. We going home. We going home. We gonna fly to the sky.
Yeah, yes, yeah, yes, yeah, yeah. 我想在跑车里，想要一辆法拉利，想要钱， 软绵绵，一切都得靠你自己。我挖一破路，告诉我说这一条真理，因为 Daddy 妈咪除了生命没东西让你。OK， 看我快乐的点着我说哈利路亚，爸爸妈妈我会红了像朵红花。我发誓要做老大，慢慢的学着做老大，才发现做到了老大，原来呢我就是老大。老大就是气场，老大就是风流倜傥，老大会给你走上，老大成为了你我的梦想，老大说别老大不笑，整天做着老大梦。想当年老大就靠大脑买了第一台大众，就这个样子放肆，看我在 bounce 的不像样子。对，如果我是老大，会有把你的马都陪着睡。问你飞不飞？做大哥的滋味美不美？你笑眯眯的还不见字，我想在跑车里，想要一辆法拉利，想掉钱软绵绵。
平凡的我愛獨個，歲月裏不可繁忙工作再累也笑着臉回望，平淡之中際遇裏有着你在旁，每件事甜美像蜜糖。從前一個怕獨對生活的期望，逃離一切你便說撐住別要慌，承諾不多也沒有寬敞的肩膀，你就像微雨後曙光。我願望完美歷程共你漫步，燃起愛無懼風和寒，路裏一起經過，延續親歷，學會珍惜更多這段路，無悔讓不信依靠我，共挽手去面對新世界，霧裏都彰顯我無盡心跡，望你肯手搭許我。決定要結伴走一趟，籌備一切對白也鍛鍊到回蕩，沿路穿梭費力氣也為你護航，這序幕神見證在旁，全部起舞我定要記在心底裏，閒時爭議顧慮也按着你處方，家裏塑造天國，不理旁人說錯，留世後白放。我願望完美歷程共你漫步，燃起愛無懼風和寒，路裏一起經過，延續親歷，學會珍惜更多這段路，無悔讓不生依靠我，共挽手去面對新世界，霧裏都彰顯我無盡心跡，望你肯手搭許我，這微酸的細節，用時間證明，那日年老常有感慨仍在笑，甜美像最初。我願望和你共成就這願望，求天也承諾這愛侶，讓你甘心揀我，同度一生，亦要堅守這個段路，隨歲月流逝不變老，未怕年月匆匆多難忘，以我真心寫上全部心聲，望你肯手搭許我。 餘下光陰，平凡的愛已不錯。
Here at Sri Amas, we're making it a mission to make education relevant. The world is changing and education needs to keep up. So, what better way than to introduce our students to the future than by bringing the future into the school?
We are witnessing mass automation in industries, replacing the need for human power.
In Sri Amas, we're not just about teaching contents, we focus on changing lives and molding students into better people.
It is a really non-stop and growing process as we continue to learn more things as we progress in this school. I have learned so many new skills, so many different things that I wouldn't be able to learn in other places.
With change occurring so rapidly, soft skills and creativity will inevitably be crucial. While we do ensure our students develop a strong academic foundation, we also dedicate our time and attention to nurture future-proof skills and personal qualities that will propel them further into the future.
We are able to give out our own opinions, we are able to show how we actually am throughout the class, and we are able to share our ideas that might seem ridiculous to other people, but we are able to go by that without any judgment. The teachers in Sri Amas are really like our role models and life models because they've always been like a supporting figure to us. They're supporting us with all our passion and anything we pursue with full heart. And they're always going the extra mile to make sure that we do really well. If there is one thing that is never ending in Sri Amas, it's that we're always learning and growing. But we're not only learning the content of the curriculum, we're also learning about life from our teachers and every other member of the school. In Sri Amas, everyone grows together like how a family would. But enough about us.
We want to hear from you too.
Come join us
and be part of the family.
Although I cannot dance, I can still stand a chance to win an iPhone. I know some of you who are watching now can dance really well, so why not register now? Check out the Face International Facebook page for more details.
哇哦，非常难得的机会和丰厚的奖品，我一定要随时随地的留意这个网站，才能掌握这项比赛的最新资讯。节目来到这，相信大家对于成绩也是非常的期待。我也想知道到底谁能够夺得冠军，把丰厚的奖金带回家。君汉，你觉得哪一组能够得奖？
我
肯定不是你了。我觉得跳街舞的那一组不错，
演戏的也不错。
我觉得有唱歌的那一组也不错。
我觉得全部人都不错。
好了好了，我们不要再乱猜了。
Now we have come to the final stage of this competition. The moment you have been waiting for is here. Who will be the winners for the lower and upper primary category? Let me hear the cheer from all the supporters. Woo!
大家好，我是 Jason， 我来自于主办单位。这次就由我来揭晓我们 Yoke Chai Got Talent 的大赢家们。首先，低年级组班的第3名是 Rainbow Stars。我们的第2名赢家是 The Fantastic Five。我们的冠军是 The Encore Five。5名组，恭喜！恭喜我们的低年级组班的赢家们。现在我会揭晓我们的高年级组班。首先，我们的第3名是来自于 The Queens。我们的第2名是来自于舞动之手。我们高年级组班的冠军是来自于 Street Cubs。 恭喜大家，也恭喜所有的小孩子们与家长们的踊跃参与，让孩子们得到一个不同的一年。谢谢大家。
好啊，公布了成绩，我们要恭喜那些获奖的队伍，同时呢，也要告诉那些没有获奖的队伍，不要灰心，不要伤心，因为比赛总会有输赢的。如果今天不成功，没关系，明天我们还可以再接再厉，再次参加比赛。接下来，我们有请董事长张发龙先生为我们致毕幕词，有请。
各位线上的家长及朋友们，大家晚上好。今天的比赛能够顺利的举行，我谨代表本校董事会及家教协会，我要感谢 UNC Production 跟 Ace Adventure 的协助，能够把这次的比赛从艺才华小的大礼堂搬到网上更大的平台举行。当然，我首先也要感谢本校校长周福仁先生，不在疫情的影响下，创意的、坚持的要举行这第4届的比赛。接下来，我更要感谢所有的副校长们、老师们、家长们及孩子们，没有你们，艺才是没有办法完成这项壮举。最后，我要恭喜所有的参赛者，无论你们有没有得奖，你们是艺才最棒的孩子。现在我要正式宣布，第4届艺才华小才华横溢耀舞台线上比赛 Yok Chai Got Talent Online 正式圆满结束。谢谢大家。
节目来到这已经接近尾声了，也在这里呼吁大家千万要记得我们的防疫规则，出席公共场所要保持社交距离，要记得戴口罩、勤洗手，照顾自己最安全。我们下次有机会再见啦！
Congratulations to all the winners. All of you have done a remarkable job of producing your videos. We hope that this competition will be a sweet memory to all the contestants. Everyone is the winner as you have battled your fear and deliver your performance in front of the camera. That's all for today's competition. Take care everyone, and I will see you next year. Stay safe. Bye bye!